As part of Women's History Month, we want you to meet someone who is the first double-leg amputee to compete in the Paralympic Games.
She is top-ranked three-time World Cup para-snowboarder Amy Purdy. She won silver and bronze medals in the 2014 Sochi and 2018 Pyeongchang Paralympics at age 19. I mean, this lady is amazing. She had both legs amputated after a bout with meningitis and later a kidney transplant. She has since performed on Dancing with the Stars, raced around the world with her husband on The Amazing Race. There is literally nothing that she cannot do. We are so excited that she's joining us live. Please help us welcome Amy Purdy.
Amy.
Thank you so much for being here with us. First of all, you make me want to just like run through a brick wall. I'm like, Amy said we can do it. We can do it. You faced every obstacle in life that could really be thrown at you, and you still came out on top. I mean, what's your mindset when you go after these things?
You know, I just want to live a good life, and I want to see what the possibilities are. And I realize now, you know, doing the things that I've done, that I'm very motivated by challenge. And I think challenge can motivate you or it can crush you. And it's all just a difference of perspective or like a mindset shift. And I think since I know that now, I tend to go towards the things that challenge me the most.
Wow. And then sticking with that, along with the physical challenges, you've also conquered some significant mental health challenges. Talk about that a little bit.
Well, I mean, I think, you know, everything is connected, right? So if you're going through something physically, you're bound to go through something mentally. I mean, you have to have your head in the right spot to even get through most of the challenges that we all face. I mean, we're all faced with major challenges today because of COVID and the pandemic, just things that our world completely changed. And so I think mental health is tied into everything that we do. And when our head's on straight, everything else follows. So for me, I mean, I definitely had to make sure that I had the right tools to get through some of my toughest challenges. That means putting together really the best kind of team around me that I could, from my family to my friends, the people who made me feel good about who I was, but also my doctors and nurses. And also I've relied on therapists at times when I just didn't feel like I had the tools to make it through some of my challenges. And so I'm a big advocate for just, you know, going after the help that you need. We all need it at times. We're born with these amazing brains that do incredible things and these incredible bodies, but we're not really given a guidebook on how to use it all. So sometimes we need a little bit of help with that.
Amy, you know what amazes me so much about you is that I'm sure that you've had to have some very uncomfortable conversations with a bunch of people telling you what you cannot do. You know, what is the conversation like with yourself in the mirror when you, I guess, saw yourself differently? Like, did you just have to choose, like, look, I'm not going to see myself that way? Like, how did that happen in your process?
It really is a choice, because especially early on when I was in the hospital, I lost both of my legs when I was 19. I snowboarded before that, and all I wanted to do is snowboard again. And I would mention it to the doctors. I'd say, okay, so I'm losing my legs, but like, when can I get on a snowboard? And they're like, well, we don't even know if that's possible. We've never seen a double leg amputee snowboarder before. Like, let's get you walking first. And so I had all of this doubt. And for a long time, actually, people would say, you know what, why don't you just take your prosthetic legs off, sit in a monoski, and why don't you do that? And it actually inspired me by challenging me, because I thought, well, maybe it just hasn't been done yet. Maybe it takes somebody who's passionate enough to figure this out. Maybe that person is me. I mean, I didn't know how. I didn't know really if it was possible. But I thought, if somebody is going to figure it out, it's going to be me. I mean, I think I just tried to, you know, I got motivated when they said, you can't do this, or we've never seen this. And I thought, well, maybe just because it hasn't been done, and maybe it's me who needs to do it. So I can't say that I was just like totally positive and totally confident. I was just curious. And by being curious, I was able to figure it out.
Wow. Okay, we got to get into two things happening with you. You got, you're teaming up with Next Gen Healthcare and Adaptive Action Sports. Can you tell us about both of those?
Yeah, absolutely. So Adaptive Action Sports is actually an organization I started with my husband in 2005. Oh my gosh, I'm like, what year are we in? But we started quite a while ago, and it was to give resources for people who had disabilities who wanted to learn how to snowboard and skateboard and do action sports. We now train many of the athletes who are making the U.S. snowboard team, including a lot of the athletes who competed at the Beijing Paralympic Games just last week.
Wow.
So my husband's the head coach. A lot of these athletes live in our house. And our passion is to give resources to others with disabilities who want to learn how to snowboard. And really, if they want to become a professional athlete, we've got all the resources for them. But also with Next Gen, you know, as I mentioned before, mental health is really important to me. And so I'm grateful to partner with them because they give all types of resources for mental health tips and tools and how to connect with your healthcare provider when it comes to mental health. And they give all these resources on their website, which is nextgen.com/nextgenmind, and it's next with a T, so NEXT, Gen Mind. There's a lot of resources on there for you know, where to go if you're dealing with any kind of mental health challenge, which we all are today. It doesn't have to be some major, you know, mental breakdown before you get help, right? We all need tools to learn how to be more resilient because we're all faced with challenges every single day. So that's a great resource to just get some of those tips and tools.
Amy, you are amazing. Such an honor to speak with you, especially during this Women's History Month. I mean, girlfriend, when I need to get picked up, I'm just going to have to call Amy.
Right, we're just going to keep that speed down.
Call Amy. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.